Heyo everybody, Haku here with a quick Tower of God discussion video. Look kind of a mess today, but I'm just recording this really quick, doing this really quick. And this video is going to be about which of the 10 family heads that I really want to see next. I'm going to go a little bit above and beyond, but this is in response to a prompt video that Nia D. Hemmings put out recently, as is my usual way to go. I don't think anybody else has posted their responses to this yet, so the only one I'm going to be linking is Nia's original video. His original video, I'll do my usual, link it in the comments and description and all that. He basically just went over who he wanted to see next among the family heads and brought that question out so that the rest of the sort of Tower of God YouTuber streamer space could answer it. I'm gonna do something very, very similar in the future, but I wanted to give Nia stuff time to breathe, give everybody else time to make their own videos on the topic. So maybe in a week or so I'll do my own very similar thing just to jump off the back of this. But yeah, before I get into talking about it, I want to say don't spoil things. Like, I'm not spoiled, but I'm not stupid. You guys are like 11, 12 chapters ahead. We're kind of dealing with things involving the family head's memories. We just recently-ish, I mean it's kind of been a little bit of time, it feels recently-ish, that we got the stuff with like Icarus's little bit of backstory that we got there when Traumaray was trapped in the labyrinth. So since we had stuff like that, it's like, I know we're probably getting into this kind of stuff, so if you know anything beyond what I do, don't spoil. You're not helping you, you're not helping anybody else in the comments, you're not helping me. We'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, so the way I guess I'll do this, the way that I'll go above and beyond is I'm not just going to throw out my favorite. I'll kind of go through the family heads that I want to see from least to most excited to see next, because I can do it really quick. And I also didn't take notes for this or anything, so you're just going to get me talking to you from the top of my head about the family heads. So first off, we got the two that we already have in the main story, and I'm not talking like flashbacks, I'm not talking data versions, I'm talking see in the story. No flashbacks, just really making moves currently here like Gaston and Traumaray are. So Gaston and Traumaray, they're at the bottom of the list because they're already here. We're already seeing them. Then next up is, oddly enough, I would say Hayurin is probably, of the 8 others, the one I'm least excited to see in the main story next. Just because, like, I'm excited to get to the Ha family stuff when we get to the Ha family stuff. The stuff between her and Arihan and the branches and whatever their feelings are towards Jinsung. I'm sure that's all really exciting, and I feel like we'll get to it eventually. And I'm going to be happy when we get to it eventually, but I don't need to see it right this second. And as far as Yurine goes, Yurine is just the original Yuri, essentially, and we've already been seeing plenty of Yuri, so it's like, I'm in no rush. And then, you know, 7th place, I guess, ironically enough, I would also say Arie Hone. And for those of you that have been around, the Arie family is like kind of my favorite one. I think they look the coolest, I like the idea behind them. I've always kind of hyped up Arie Hone a bit above the other 9, just personally. And yet, I feel like we'll get to that stuff around the 100th floor and everything. We'll probably even get more development when it comes to developing Joaquin, the siblings of White, more before then. So I think we'll get more leading up to that, and we'll definitely be getting a lot of stuff around the 100th floor when it comes to Arie Hone. But I can wait. I can be patient. I don't need to rush to see any more anytime sooner. Sorry, I had to make a cut to get some water there. Then I guess, what are we, around 6th? I would say going around 6th is going to be another maybe a little unexpected choice, Tupuri. I feel like a lot of people are probably going to say one of the ones they're most excited for is Tupuri, given that we've seen like nothing whatsoever about the Tupuri family. But they're kind of just like, oh, they're light bearers. I've seen a lot of light bearers. I'm not that excited. I've never been that excited. Like, I've read Tower of God for a long time, and for all these years, whenever we're listing out family heads, it's like, oh yeah, Tupuri, they sound real cool. I'm real excited to see them. So they're actually fairly low on my list. Around like, we're at 5th now, I guess. I think this is going to be an underrated choice. Underrated choice is Kun Edwan. I think that this is going to be an underrated choice because we've seen Data Edwan, and I might even be underrating Edwan for saying, like, you know, the one I'm 5th most excited for. But we've seen like the Data Kun Edwan, but Kun Aguero Agnes is like, you are not at all like the dad that I know. We know Kun Edwan in the present day does some really messed up stuff. Dad Kun Edwan back then, he's like, why would Zahard set up this king system? Why would he not keep climbing, keep exploring? But obviously current Kun Edwan is pretty cool with the way things are now, it would seem. So I would love to see current, present day Kun Edwan making moves and stuff. I think that would be very, very exciting. That's why I'd put him all the way up there. I might even put him in 4th. I might put him above Eurasia Blossom, because the thing with, or actually, I don't know, him, kind of three-way tie. Him, Eurasia Blossom, and Yeon Hana. Because Yeon Hana's thing is exciting to me, because we've seen Yeon Woon, we've seen Yeon Yiwei, and that's kind of it. And I'd like to see some more of Yeon Hana, the stuff about her being like, you know, the virgin family head, having somebody else to have the kids of the family for her. How that entire system works out, if that's not going to get retconned, I think to me, that's really interesting. I'd love to see how that actually works out in the main story, what Yeon Hana actually ends up looking like. And again, the tie with her and Edwan would be Blossom, because we now know so much about Gaston, we now know so much about the Pobedao family, and it's weird how little, and we're even getting into some N stuff really with this arc. We're talking about N again. We talked about N some in Floor of Death, and we're talking about her again. And we know so little about Blossom herself. We know so little about the Eurasia family itself. I don't remember if this was a blog post thing or not. I don't know if Miss Ice Strawberry from Wall Hike Song is a main or a branch member of Eurasia, but the only Eurasia stuff we've seen is the Fonsakal branch family. We've seen Drac, Irure, Lore, Dada Yurure, and there was this whole thing where Dada Yurure is talking about, oh yeah, our family's dream, our family's plan or whatever, and Irure is talking about this whole thing about how she's following Bomb and kind of spying on Bomb because of her family's dream or whatever. What does any of that mean? And is that a Fonsakal family dream, or is that a full Eurasia family dream? So I think that, yeah, maybe Blossom should be in 3rd place, just because we know so little about the Eurasia family in comparison to how much we know about Gaston and the Pobedao family. And Gaston has really been, more than Traumerei even, I would argue, the most, even though I don't remember in the screen time, Traumerei might have had more, but it feels like Gaston, through the course of the series, he showed up first, he showed up again earlier than the others in Floor of Death. It's like he feels like the most prolific to me. It feels like we've seen and learned the most about Gaston compared to any of them. Arguably, you got Traumerei there, but then we don't know anything about Blossom, basically. So I think we should see more from her. I've also been, especially in the recent years, kind of curious how her design is going to work out, because in the blog post years and years and years and years ago, CU made out that she was going to have like a lolly character design, and if so, that kind of falls in line with the Miss Ice Strawberry kind of character design all the way from season 1, and I just wonder, is that something that CU sticks to now, or is her, like, what's her design actually going to be kind of like at this point? I would say runner-up to me is Ari Han, just because I really like Ari Bright-Jaren. I love the concept of the family being pacifists, and love the concept of them having like the sword within their heart or whatever. I think that's really, really cool. So Ari Han makes me really intrigued. Plus it ties into the Ha family stuff. So what is his relationship with Ha Yurin like? If he had the original Ha family twins with Ha Yurin, and all the Ha family is descended from those twins, do those twins, I guess the rest of them don't count as Ari family. I guess he had kids with another wife or wives, and they made up the Ari family. And if so, how did that whole romantic history work out? I want to know that. I want to know how that worked out. I want to know what Ari Han is like. We don't have like a ton of info. I feel like the families have generally a hair color thing going on. Like most of the Most of the Lopobias have green hair, especially the ones closer related to Traumerey himself, but there's a ton that don't. There are a bunch of weird-looking Pobedals, but then again, we don't know if people like Dumas might actually look more like Gaston, but just rereading the end of Season 2, when Gaston's people pulled up, the guy in the fluffy hat that we just saw again recently, when he pulled up, Chon-Hee's like, oh, that hair color, you're from the Pobedal family. So apparently that, like, brownish hair color is unique to them. So I'm wondering if Ari Han could look anything like Ari Bright-Jaren. And if you're working on process of elimination here, you know who my number one is. My number one's Hendelok Blood Matter. And I could sit here and give you some lore reason spiel. I could say, oh, we're getting into the contract stuff when we get into the blood matter stuff. I could say that, oh, it's going to be exciting to see what's going on with his contract and how the immortality stuff shook out and everything. And I think that other people are probably going to talk about stuff like that. So I'll give you my real reason, my true reason why I'm most excited to see blood matter next. It's because I've been reading Tower of God for, I think the first post I was ever able to find with me talking about Tower of God was in 2011. I've been reading this well over 10 years, and so these names are not new to me. These family head names are things that I and other people have been discussing for over a decade, and, you know, since going on 10 years ago, Hendelok Blood Matter is the coolest family head name. There is no other, like, before we had seen Gaston, before the end of Workshop Battle came around, it's like, oh, what family head do you want to see? It's the guy named Blood Matter. That is so much cooler. The concept, the idea behind him being the only one with a weird, irregular immortality contract. All of that stuff is different from the other family heads. It's really interesting. It makes me really excited to see him. And then we haven't even seen, the only person we've seen that was like a maybe kind of branch, barely related to the Hendelok family guy. The only guy we saw was Belbarino, however you pronounce his name. I've never known. That's something I probably easily could have looked up by now, but I say that every time I reference him. That's it. We haven't seen any actual real Hendelok members, but we've been hyped up on two of them. And there's Hendelok Blood Matter and Hendelok Gladmary, and that's also a cool name. So again, everybody else might have like good lore story reasons why they want to see the Hendelok family next, why they want to see Blood Matter stuff next. But for me, it's just simply, you know, chimp brain, it sounds cool. Blood Matter sounds the coolest. That is the one I want to see next. So again, above and beyond, I kind of went most to least, just off the top of my head. So I hope you enjoyed just me sitting here talking to you. I'm recording this earlier in the day, Sunday. I say earlier in the day. It's only a couple hours till the chapter comes out. It is toasty in here. I look like a mess. Sorry about that. But yeah, in a couple hours, I'll have the reaction up for all of you. I just wanted to do this as a one-off thing. Wanted to shout out Naya's video. Wanted to shout out this entire concept. Hopefully more people will answer soon. If so, I'll maybe talk about their videos too in my long intros for the reactions as always. But yeah. If you want to, go check out Naya stuff. Go check out my Anime Awards videos I did earlier this week. Be ready for the reaction a little bit later tonight. And I guess that's it. Like I said, I'll have my own prompt, my own idea that's not unique, not creative. I am really just riding the coattails of Naya with this one that I'll probably do in like a week or so. Again, I want to give more people time to make videos on this, to talk about this, and then I kind of have my own thing I want to ask as well. So I'll wait to ask that in a little bit. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Again, don't spoil things, because again, we get it. You read 11 chapters ahead. It's very easy to do. I could go do it right now if I didn't want to make videos on this stuff. It's like you're not special for being able to just literally type Tower of God in a search engine. So yeah, don't spoil people. Again, it's not helping you, not helping me, not helping anybody else that isn't reading non-officially that might be in the comments. And just let me know what you think. Who do you want to see? Because again, I think if we do see stuff, I mean, who knows? More family heads might have pulled up in the present, in the real, for all I know. But I think maybe not. But I think the possibility of us seeing flashbacks because of the memory stuff is very, very high. So again, Don't spoil if you've seen any of that. But what I'm talking about, what Naya's talking about, at least I assume, who do you want to see, like, in real time? Who do you want to see right now? Who are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you want to. Like I said, much more Tower of God stuff. If you want a link to the Discord server to talk there, it's free and open for anyone. Ask and I can give you a link. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to, I already said the Discord stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. You get the point. And if you want to help support the channel, drop a super thanks if you'd like to. If you want to get One Piece videos a bit early and get shoutouts at the end of every video, you can hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already patrons and members. Sorry, my mouse is kind of far away right now. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, Evernono, and Abyss Knight, Jerryton Students, David Langstaff, and Folded Ghoul, sorry, tripping over my words, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stance Eater, and Pure Element Pate Ordial. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.